Hey everybody, hope you're doing good today. Neil the Knife Guy here. Just got home from work about half an hour ago and found a package in my mailbox. I've been expecting a package from GearBest. They contacted me via email and asked if I wanted to review any of the products from their website. I replied that yes, I would like to review some of their products, but I would also only be willing to review them if I was allowed to give my honest opinion of them. They said yes, without hesitation, that I should give my honest review of these knives, which is a good thing. I'm not here to blow smoke up anybody's butt, and if something's bad, I'll say it's bad. If something's good, I'll say it's good. So here we sit, 3 knives in front of us. These are the 3 models I requested, because these are the 3 models that I see most often on YouTube videos, and I wanted to sort of see if what people were saying about them were true. So this is just going to be a first impressions video. I haven't had any use with these, actual physical use with them. I haven't cut anything besides phone book paper just to test the sharpness sort of thing. And later on I'm going to do an individual review of each of these knives after I've used them for some time, and let you know what I think of them then, if I could get my words out. So, like I said, this is just a first impressions video. This is what I thought when I opened up the boxes and checked them out for the first time. So starting here at the top, this is the box this one came in. This is the model G7371WD1. First things I thought when I opened this out of the box was it's a really nice looking knife. Really like the wood handles, the grain on them. You can see a little bit different grain here on the back. Really like the blade shape. It's sort of reminiscent of the Spyderco stretch. Other thing I noticed is this is a really beefy knife. It's got some serious weight to it. If I had to guess, probably 6 ounces. Decent size, really comfortable in hand. Really comfortable in hand. You could use that front choil there. The jimping on it's not too grippy, but it's there. More sort of scalloping, but it does work more so than if it was just flat, but it's not as sort of grippy as, let's say, a paramilitary 2 jimping. Fit and finish on this knife is really nice. So all the wood is flush with the liners. There's no like scuffs on the metal portions or the metal bolsters. Action on this is smooth. It is a new knife, so it does require breaking in. Not sure if it will break in as much, just because it does have nylon washers instead of your standard phosphor bronze, but you could flick it out. I'm not sure if I could Spidey flick this one. No. So we'll see how this one breaks in for smoothness. Right now, as it stands, there's no blade play side to side or up and down. Really solid lockup on this. Moving on to the actual engagement of the lock, you can see it's fairly late. I don't know if there's much wear in to this lock, like if it'll actually wear in more to where it'll slide over. If it does, you really don't have much room, so that could mean some blade play up and down early on if this lock wants to sort of wander off to the side of the scale. If it stays where it is and it's not a problem, then it's not a problem, but I'll be keeping an eye on that for sure. This knife is pretty damn sharp. That was something that was very impressive to me. Taking these out of box and just gave them a run on my arm to see if they'd shave hair, and they do. So I'll just show you with some paper right now. That's just me hitting the choil. User error, as I like to say. So it is sharp. I'll just give you my arm for reference. So it does shave hair. It's always nice to get a knife that's sharp when you first get one. I know we all sharpen our knives. For the most part, we all sharpen our knives. And it really doesn't matter if you get one that's shaving sharp, because you will just reprofile it or sharpen it up yourself. But there are people out there who don't know how to sharpen their knives or want a razor sharp knife right out of box, and this one gives it to you. See the pillar construction on this one? Just a nice sort of eye-appealing knife. The next one came in this box, and this model here is the G717Y. It has the tan sort of Ganzo pattern scales, Stonewash blade, and that's one of the things that really caught my eye when I first unboxed this. Just the stonewashing on that's really nice. So that's going to hide a lot of your wear marks. You see there, G717 440C. Another thing that struck me as soon as I unboxed this was the thickness of the handle. A really thick handle. You got really big slabs of G10, I think it is. Really thick liners. But it does feel really good in hand. Definitely fills the hand really nice. The action on this one is a little bit stiffer, but I think it will break in. This one also has nylon washers. I'm not too familiar with nylon washers, so I don't know how much they tend to break in, but you can flick it closed, you can flick it open a little bit easier than this one here. This one also has no side-to-side play, and I'm really giving it when I test this, and no up and down play, so that's nice to see. Even if you flick it out hard, there is no lock stick, which on some even Benchmades you get lock stick when you first get a brand new access lock, so that's nice to see. Pocket clips are reversible, tip up only, left and right. Once again, this is probably about a 6-ounce knife, just like the other one. Fit and finish is really nice on this too. All the G10 lines up with the liners. Nice little standoffs at the back here. Really like the thumb studs on this. They're pretty big, so it gives you a really comfortable purchase when you're flicking it open. This one is not as sharp as that one. It does sort of catch on the paper. The middle portion of the blade is probably the sharpest. The heel here could use some work. It tends not to grab on the actual paper. But with that 440C, you could touch that up, no problem. Haven't tried this to shave hair, but we'll give it a try anyway. No, it won't. Nice knife overall. For the price, definitely a good user knife. Really love the rounded spine on this one. Even just flicking it these last few times, I could see it loosening up already. Not loosening up that you're getting blade play, just sort of working itself in. Blade centering on this one, a little to this side. You could see that. I don't think I showed the blade centering on this one. This one's bang on, so dead center. And last but definitely not least, is the G7451 CF. This one really sort of made me step back and take evaluation of these knives. Overall, the look of this knife is awesome with that carbon fiber G10 laminate. The blade shape on this is awesome. Sort of have that little bit of a clip point or a reverse tanto, if you even want to call it that. Fit and finish on this one is awesome. Pocket clips reversible, tip up only. Feels really nice in hand. It's lighter than both of these ones here. This one actually has phosphor washers in it. I don't think I'll be able to show you that. You can sort of see the bronze shining through there. Action, awesome. This is how most Benchmades come. So really smooth feeling. I mean, you just thumb it open and there's no catches, and this isn't even broken in yet. This knife really made me step back. Really nice knife overall. Blade centering on this one, it is a little off. You can see it's to that side. Probably most of these knives I could fix the blade centering on, just with our various tricks to do that. But if a blade is off-centered, I want it off-centered on that side, because as you sort of push pressure onto it, it centers it, and you won't sort of run into the problems of pushing it into the other liner and scraping up your blade. This knife really did impress me. Give you some looks at the handle. The grind on this is really nice. Not too thin, not too thick, just where you'd want sort of a harder user. Sharpens all the way down to the very tip here. See, every now and then it does catch, and that's been my experience with most access locks. When you get them, it just requires a little bit of breaking in time. And with those bronze phosphor washers, once this is broken in, it's gonna be a really nice knife. Pocket clips nice and secure, no side to side wiggle whatsoever. This is one that I would actually buy myself. I mean, if I could have held this in a store and they were charging the $16 or so, I would have definitely picked it up. Thumb studs are nice and comfortable. They're the bigger ones also, sort of pyramid shaped. Lets you get your thumb right in there and flick it out, no problem. The only question left to me with these knives, because the fit and finish is there, with this one it'll be interesting to see how the lock sort of wears in if I do develop some up and down blade play because of that later lockup. Like if that lock bar walks its way all the way over and touches this side of the knife, will I start developing play? How long will that take to sort of wear that lock bar in? And that's all the questions that will be answered once I start using these knives and post individual reviews of them. So I think that's going to be it for now, guys. Also, just before I go, all these knives came with one of these sacks. It says Ganzo on them. Sort of a velvety texture to them. Don't really use these for my knives. I don't store my knives in these. But I do use them for like camping. I'll put utensils in them or matches just to sort of keep them separated from the rest of my stuff. So they do have a use for me. Before I forget, I'll test the sharpness on this one too. And out of the three of them, this is the sharpest. Very silent cutting. No catches whatsoever. and just a nice knife. So if you're interested in getting these knives, guys, all the links will be below to GearBest's website. You can pick them up all there, or you can also browse through their website for different models. They do have a lot of different Ganzo knives, a lot of different gear in general. So check out those links below, guys, and stay tuned for the reviews of these once I get some use into them. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you have any experience with these particular knives, these models, let me know what they were in the comments.